Hello, welcome back to Redcat Live. On today's episode, we talk about Shane's oddly weird obsession with being a Swiftie. Where were you last night? You were at the Swiftie concert, weren't you?
No.
You saw pictures.
I saw it, yeah.
What was your favorite song? Are there any Swifties out there that can share the love?
I can't think of the song.
You can't even think of a song?
No.
You know all the lyrics. You sing them all day, and
Well,
now you're blocking out.
You don't have to know the title of the song and the lyrics.
Oh, this is true, yeah.
Oh, man. You know, guys,
Anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's the
You are a Swiftie. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Redcat Live. If you don't know, and this is your first time ever joining us, you've been probably living under a rock, which is totally fine by us. We're here to welcome you out of under the rock to hang out with us. Facts are, guys, is that we're here for another live episode with you guys. We're proud to be here. We're back after being on the road for consecutively 3 weeks straight, off and on. You guys got to see a pre-recorded show last week, and the week before that, you guys didn't have a show. So we had some things that we wanted to at least follow up on. One of the things that we're going to be talking about today will be the 7th Annual Autism Awareness Crawl. We have a reel and a video to share with you guys on that event, as well as recap Proline by the Fire. After we recap Proline by the Fire, we're going to talk about what we unveiled at Proline by the Fire.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things, and Young Gun over here was able to go to Proline by the Fire for the first time, so I'm sure you had a good time. We'll get into all of that, but until then, why don't we start here? Let's talk about the Autism Awareness Crawl. It was a great time, but you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. Let me just show you, and you guys tell me what you guys think.
This is for the homie Creeper, eh?
Come on, little sausage.
For real.
This is the homie Creaker because his knees creak.
I hope you did a whole. I don't know what you got here. Do you want to do a serious one now?
All right.
Yeah, seriously, nice. Oh, so I should have done it. Give me somebody. Give me somebody. That's an easy target.
Didn't you say it was full contact? Where's your paper? Hey! Oh, sorry.
My bad. Well, there you guys go. There you have it. That was a little bit of a recap on the 7th Annual Autism Awareness Crawl. From what you guys can see, we had a lot of amazing folks from all over, all the walks of life, including different manufacturers hanging out with us. Everyone was a great sport for a great cause. We raised a record number of funds this year, and it's all going to go to an amazing cause. Thanks to so many people that have supported this event, including Redcat as being one of the sponsors as well. It's amazing. It's amazing to be a part of such an amazing cause and an amazing movement. I'm sad you guys couldn't make it, but you guys had some plans that you guys had going on your own. I get it. Swifty concerts just kind of take precedence. I get it, Shane. But nonetheless, man, it was a good time. It was a great event. It was a 2-day event up in Northern California, and we're just really blessed to have had the opportunity. Let's say what's up to a couple folks here really quick before we keep it moving, because we want to get through some of these reels before we get into what the reason you guys are really here for, right? Which is to talk about Shane's experience at the Swifty concert, and he can tell us approximately how much he paid for a bag of popcorn.
$30.
$30 for a bag of popcorn. Really?
Yeah.
that makes sense.
How big was the sack?
It was buttered.
It was
butter?
Did they charge you for the butter?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. CJ Hicks, man, what's good with you? How you doing, man? RC Boys 619, thank you for stopping on by. Teddy Wesby's in the house as always. Pleasure seeing you, boss man. JD's RC, what's going on with you, man? What's up? I want the new Ascent for sure. I like that comment. We'll get into that as well. We'll talk about the Ascent here in a little bit. James RC Garage, thank you for coming on by. Crow Below Customs, always a pleasure. Dark Woods RC, returning.
Yeah. Reoccurring member.
Reoccurring member. That's good. Yeah. The Rock has some good crawling. The bat, right? BT Thurman, what's up? What's up, man? Jared Say. Jay Babula, what's going on? Who else am I missing here? Thomas Downey Jr. Any relation to Robert Downey?
Probably.
Yeah. Let's see. Thomas Downey Jr., this is your first live. So Thomas Downey Jr., because it's your first live, Shane's going to sing you his favorite Taylor Swift song. Hit it.
That ain't going to happen.
Hit it.
You don't want to hear that.
Hit it. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
What are you going, Wrecking Ball?
You going to rap it?
Wrecking Ball's one of them?
Yeah,
Listen,
sure.
I mean, just sing something.
Sounds good.
No.
I mean, the people are waiting for you to welcome him. It's his first time here. You got to at least give him a shout out.
Something.
Say something for the guy.
Shouted him out.
No, do something.
No.
Do a dance or something. You got to do something
Fix
when
your hair,
someone's
at
new,
least.
right? All right. You know what? Shane's just not feeling it today, guys. I don't know what it is. He didn't have his Metamucil. I don't know. John Michael Shadow, man, thank you for stopping on by, man. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Jimmy Winfrey wants to know about the hauler. I know you guys are here for that. It's the good. Supposedly Redcat dropped something this weekend. I don't know. JR, hello from Summer House in Culiacan, Mexico. Hey, I appreciate that. We international. That's what's up, man. Alfonso, what's going on, man? He's representing Drop Zone worldwide. Bobby's RC Garages, man. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. RCGarages.com. They got you covered for some awesome 110 scale garages. I believe he's got some 124 scales. We actually had his garage at Proline by the Fire, and we're going to have it this weekend in Las Vegas as well. So make sure you check it out. It's going to be super legit. Let's see. Someone's representing the 209. That's what's up. Start singing and I'll buy you Travis Kelce jersey.
I don't know who that is.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
No idea.
Hold on, can we do the Shane?
That's what
1,
you just did.
2, 3. What do you mean? You don't know who Kelsey is?
No idea.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, guys, nonetheless, Autism Awareness Crawl, it's a wrap. It was an amazing 7 years run. We're off now. We're not going to have a future event that we know of at this time, but who knows what the future may hold. You might still see this face and some of my counterparts working on some form of an event in the future. You just going to have to wait and see what comes of that. After we wrapped up that event, I drove back home. I did approximately about 1,200 miles round trip to that event and back to Phoenix. Came back home, hung out with you guys for 2 days before we had to prep and get ready to leave for Proline by the Fire. Proline by the Fire brought their A game like always. Lots of mini events. They moved the main location to a little bit of a bigger area, so they had more room for vendors, more room for shenanigans and what have you. Again, don't take my word for it. Take a look at this video clip. Take a look at seemingly some of the things that happened, and we're going to talk about what we unveiled at Proline by the Fire. All right, guys. Well, there's the recap for Proline by the Fire. You guys got to see a lot of amazing things happening. Of course, their concourse is one of the biggest car shows for the scale. I was going to say scale geeks. Yeah, scale geeks. I don't even care because I'm an RC geek, right? I'm self-proclaimed, you know.
So we got Sweeks and Geeks.
Sweeks and Geeks.
That could be the name of the episode.
Yeah. Can we change it?
Sure.
All right, guys, we're going to finish this one and come right back in about 20 minutes with the new, just kidding. But seriously, guys, it was a great time. It was an awesome event, and it was an opportunity to see what other manufacturers are up to these days. We already know that a couple other manufacturers had some drops that same day to share with everyone. But there were a few drops that Redcat came to the table with that seemed to have seemingly kind of, I wouldn't say stole the show, but they definitely made their mark known, right? And one of the vehicles that we were able to launch proudly that you guys saw there was a what is it, a 26-foot RC plane?
Yeah, with
Jet
the
boat.
boat conversion.
Right, with the boat
Yeah.
conversion. Yeah, that's it, right? You guys didn't see it. Oh, that's because it doesn't exist. But seriously, guys, great time. We had an amazing time with everyone. Enjoyed it. Shane and I actually were able to take out the Ascent.
I was driving it pretty much all weekend.
Right, and the Ascent itself, as you guys know, there it is. There's one right there. But before we get into the Ascent, guys, and before we start answering questions on this, and for those of you guys that also want to know and have questions about the hauler, we're going to be talking about that here in a little bit as well. So let's kick it off. The Ascent. What is the Ascent?
So it's a 1/10 scale LCG flat rail kind of chassis. It's a crawler. It's on Gen 9 axles, and it's a whole new transmission and transfer case. So that's pretty much.
That's it.
I
So
mean,
does it have overdrive?
It does.
Well, let's show them the goods here.
Okay.
Is this the crawl one, or you want this one?
Yeah, that one has better wiring.
Better wiring.
I cut.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're going to change screens here for 1 second.
Scented. It's the scented wires on this one he likes to show 'em.
So here it is, guys. This is the new Everest Ascent. The Everest Ascent was a project that had started approximately
2.5 years ago,
about
probably.
2.5 years ago. And what it was a build in mind to help kind of bring Redcat into a little bit more aggressive crawling scene that you normally have seen in the past. And some of the things that you're going to notice on the Everest Ascent in comparison to, let's say, the Gen 9 or, any of its predecessors like the Gen 8 is a completely redesigned frame rail, right? So we have a flat frame rail design, and this is made of what, Shane?
3mm steel.
3mm steel. Looks like you guys have a divorce transfer case on it.
Yep.
A redesigned transmission that allows you to change overdrive and underdrive.
Yeah, the transfer case is a quick change underdrive, technically.
Nice. So I'm assuming you take off these bad boys.
Yep. All you have to do is take off the 2 screws here, take off your main drive shaft screw, and this will slide out, and then you can just swap your gears, put it back in. You don't have to take the whole transmission out, which is very convenient.
Right.
And then what it comes with, what are the two other, it comes with 0 out of the box for regular trailing, and then it comes with what, 10%? What are the two?
10% and 20%.
Okay, so up to 30% underdrive out of the box.
Yeah. So when you open the box, it'll be at 0. For the price point, it just makes it easier for a lot of guys that, like, if you're just taking it on, like, carpet or something high surface, you won't, like, overstress the motor. But in the box will be a 10% gear set and a 20% gear set for underdrive to the rear.
So this way, if people, they're into the crawling scene, they maybe want a little more, you'll still be able to use those gear sets maybe that you have from one of your other Redcat crawlers to change that as well.
Nice. So what was the, as I'm noticing here, you guys changed the shocks as well, right? These are something that we have not seen from Redcat in the past, something we have seen seemingly, or something that looks familiar that we've seen in the comp crawler scene. When you're talking about design-wise, what it looks like. But tell me a little bit about these shocks. What can folks expect from these?
So these use a smaller spring. The comp guys have been using this for a while. There's a certain mini...
Yeah, this is like a micro spring shock, I think
Yeah.
is what they call it.
Yeah.
Small springs.
So there's a lot of options as far as springs are if you're searching around. So you can kind of get whatever spring rate you want. Just like the longer springs, but it looks a little cooler. It's got a smooth bore on the actual shock.
So has an internal spring in it, huh?
Yeah, so if you've heard of like the Penn spring mod, it was really common, 2 years ago. We basically put that in the shocks already. Kind of helps keep the car low, especially when you're ascending something. Yeah.
It's an Ascent.
Yep.
It's an Ascent.
Yeah.
It's an Ascent. All right. So what are some of the other features that come new and fresh out of the box? I know we have some electronics. What kind of electronics do we have? What are we playing with here?
So we're using our torque spec, which is in the Gen 9 and some of the other vehicles at this point. But we're running the ESC at 7.4 now. So the servo's technically at around 35, 36 kilograms, which is basically one of the best RTR servos you can get right now.
Bet. And I will say this, guys, I actually beat the snot out of these electronics on my Ready to Run at Proline by the Fire. You and I did about 4 trails in 2 days, but we weren't kind to it.
Oh, yeah.
And the servo held up extremely well. I've actually been using this servo on a couple other projects for giggles, and they're really great for crawlers, especially at the 6-volt rating that most ESCs start off with. They kind of give you a nice, great punch, but at 7.4, which is what we've been able to get our Hexfly ESC 1040 in, that definitely gives us the most bang for our buck when it comes to the power output out of this servo. Another thing, too, that you guys have noticed is now you have a battery tray that is located right here in the back as well. Now, I see these things here, though. What are these things, Shane? What's the purpose of these stops that you guys have there?
These are for if you want to run it cab only. If you get the 2-piece, you can actually see on here where it connects. These bolt holes basically slot into there, so it holds it pretty firmly.
So if they were to choose to go with, let's say, this blue body, they'll be able to actually separate.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
you can see how
you can remove the bed pretty much.
Right. So those of you guys that like to run comp trucks with cab only and no back, let's say you want a truggy, this will definitely be the option for you. Another great thing about the blue body is that it comes pinched and dovetailed. You guys can see that right there. Let me just get the red. Can we get the red one over here just to compare?
With a fold-up bed.
Yep.
This kind of gives you guys an idea of the difference between the two bodies. Now, the variance in price is going to be $299 for the blue body and $289 for the red body. If you guys have been fans of our Kaiju body that we've had in the past, if I'm not mistaken, that was kind of the
origins.
The origins, or the what's the word I'm looking for?
Inspiration.
Inspiration, yes. You Swifties know all the good words.
Is that one of the songs too?
Right. What was the word again?
Inspiration. I think that's
Inspiration. No, it doesn't sound
Not
good.
it?
No.
No.
But there you guys go. Check out that body, and of course on the grill itself you have the Ascent logo, Redcat logo in the middle. I love that you guys use the Euro yellows in the center. It's a touch that I love. There's the one on the blue body itself. And again, those are going to be the two options that we offer. As far as what's underneath, nothing is going to change, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
They're exactly the same besides the front and rear bumper. The bumper just matches the body, since once pinched, we have to have a narrow bumper. So
Bumper. You can see the two difference in the two rear ones there.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's
Much different.
Yeah. So the only variance that we're talking about is a cosmetics, is what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
So you guys took these bad boys out. You guys worked on these, trying to design them. I personally love that when you add the overdrive with the Gen 9 axles which are on this build. Dude, the turn radius is amazing, and it does great out of the box. Of course, I don't leave nothing alone, so I started doing some things, but I kept it pretty simple. All I did was just swap out radio, because if you're like myself that has 30 RC cars, maybe not that many, because my wife might be watching, but if you have a lot of RC cars, you have a remote it's your go-to remote. But some cool features about the remote that comes with the Ascent. Let's talk about those really quick.
So this is basically going to be the first vehicle with this radio.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's in your hands.
So this will be the first vehicle that we're actually coming out with this radio, and it'll be standard on a lot of Redcat vehicles from now on. It has a big Redcat molded in, and then it's a 4-channel with adjustable EPA on every single channel. So you've got your 3rd channel down here, which is just a push button momentary switch, and then you've got a channel 4 that allows you to put like a winch right out of the box. So if you want,
you guys can put a winch right out of the box. You guys don't even have to buy a radio to do this, guys. That is sick.
And not only can you put a winch, but there's room for a winch on the truck?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right?
So,
Stock.
We're going back
You
and
can't
forth.
see that. Yeah.
So stock, we have the ESC up front, but underneath here is a little cover plate. If you remove that cover plate, there's a place for a winch. We recommend like an internal spool winch. With some spacers, you can get a regular spooled winch to fit, but there's space for a winch up here, and then you can just move the ESC to the back, or if you go with like a 2-in-1 ESC, you really don't have to worry about where the placement is. So
That's awesome. And I actually have a winch in mine right now that I'm actually wiring. Everything's on my desk. So I'm excited about this. I am truly ecstatic as to what people are going to start doing with these. Because let's face it, guys, most of you guys out there, you guys have a preferred wheel and tire package. You guys have a preferred setup when it comes to electronics. But to offer an RTR at a $300, sub $300 mark, that comes with a low center of gravity type of build, axles that have good turn radius, overdrive, underdrive type of capability. I mean, it's you just can't beat that. That's pretty awesome all in itself. So I applaud you guys for taking this on and doing a great job at it. You guys killed it. I personally used this one. I probably have right around maybe, I don't know. I don't have quite a full 20 hours in, but I would say probably about 12 hours solid of driving it. Yeah. And it's done great.
It's also got an LED on the front.
It also has an LED built into the very front of the remote for those of you that are calling at night and just kind of need a little bit of extra light.
Extra light.
Right.
And
what else do you have?
come on now. Got to show them the good stuff.
Yeah.
Let me get this camera out.
Forgot this is the first one. So we have this little extra compartment that's separate from the battery compartment. And you can store, we set it up so you can store extra wheel nuts. It might be too dark in there.
Like that.
So yeah, you can fit like a small cross wrench that usually comes with some of your other ready to runs. It fits in there perfectly, and then there's a couple spots for some wheel nuts and some body clips, so you can kind of just a little extra storage to bring some stuff with you out on the trail in case you lose a wheel nut or something like that, or a body clip. Just a little extra storage. And the light actually, it's hard to see it in here, but it actually works pretty good at night. Just a little, just a little LED powered off the battery, obviously, and nothing too crazy. Just something simple. Just little extra things that we think, is kind of nice. It's not always fun trying to dig your phone out and try and hold it, and somebody drops your phone, or it's a lot easier to do with the radio. A little more replaceable.
Well, I definitely like that you guys, again, progressing forward and coming up with different things that kind of come in the package itself. So there you guys have it. The time that we expect to start seeing these arrive and available for you guys to start purchasing them will be sometime between mid to late October. So clearly, guys, no later than maybe a month from now.
Less than a month. Yeah.
Less than a month. We should have these products available for you guys to have. Now, if you guys want to check out the video, this video we actually filmed, I think, a week before we left to the Autism Awareness Crawl. So take a look at the video, guys. When we come back, we'll wrap up with the Ascent, make sure we look over any questions that you guys might have on the Ascent specifically, and then we'll move on over to the Hauler as well, which is what I am sure a lot of you guys are really excited about as well. So here's the Ascent video. Enjoy. There we go, guys. There it is, the Everest Ascent, one of the newest products from Redcat. There are a couple features, though, that we have not touched base on. I was talking a little bit about the battery pack. You guys have a location here in the back, which is a newly designed battery tray. Tell me a little bit about this and maybe some configurations that might work with it.
So, do you want to grab it?
You want me to grab the camera again? Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me swap here. There we go.
So, this battery tray has two different positions. You can move it in. So if you're running like a normal, like long stick pack that, it's super common, you can just leave it where it is going to be out of the box. If you're running like a shorty, maybe a soft pack, you can move this in. Or you can just take this Velcro out completely and put it in one of these two side straps so you can run your battery in front of where the cab ends up stopping. So get more weight forward, run a smaller pack, it's a lot lighter.
Yeah, that's for like mainly for the guys that are running like the flight style packs with the really lightweight setups.
Right.
Being able to put the battery there, you can even if you can shoehorn one in the front where the ESC is as well. We've played around with that configuration, that worked pretty well.
I was actually able to fit a 2200
That's what I'm running.
pack by swapping the strap here, and it went to about right here, which was perfect for my kind of crawling. What I did do is just the ESC and my receiver is on this side. And I just kind of added maybe a couple grams of weight just to kind of compensate for the difference in weight there, but definitely a great option. I love that you guys thought about that. I know a lot of the guys in the comp scene love being able to maneuver the battery around and have options when it comes to that, so that they can best set it up for their style of driving.
Yeah.
What else are some other features that we should touch base on as well before we move on? I know the radio. There was some things on the radio that you guys were noticing.
Yeah, so we've got the radio. Like you said, it's got the little light on the front. We've got the nice soft rubber on the back. So you can take it off to clean it if you want to. The foam on the wheel is nice. Like we kind of obviously redid the whole radio. Mm-hmm. So the old radio had kind of run its course. So this has been in the works for quite a while, and you're going to see it on all the new ones. The light works pretty good, like we said. Everything's all digital EPAs and whatnot, so you can actually set endpoints instead of just using dual rate. So we're just trying to make things just a little bit nicer for the end user.
Yeah, and so for someone was asking about the winch. Basically, if it's in the center position, winch isn't
neutral.
going anywhere.
It's not going to move.
Neutral, I guess. And then you can spool it in by moving it forward. You can spool it out by moving it back. That's how I've had mine set up, at least, and it works pretty well.
Yeah, just something for give people an inexpensive option to, if they do want those upgrades, they don't have to buy a whole new radio system. Mm-hmm. So we're just trying to keep some simple options affordable for the masses.
I love it, guys. Well, there it is, guys. There's the Everest Ascent. As mentioned before, we hope that we're going to have them here in stock and available to start shipping out as early as early as mid to late October. We'll definitely keep everyone in tune and make sure that we update you guys as we go. We're really appreciative of all the hype that you guys have with it. Those of you that are excited about it, we're equally as excited with you. It's been an amazing project to be a part of. The engineers really threw their hearts into this one, and thanks to the owner, he was able to give them a little bit of creative freedom to try and come up with something that would hopefully be a nice new staple within the Redcat family. So,
and it already has some built-in upgrades too with the Gen 9 using the same axle. So if you have Trio or some other accessories, if these trucks benefit a lot from a little bit extra weight in the front, just out of the box. So your Trio like portal stuff will work. Same thing with the diff cover. Right,
and also we actually, while at Proline by the Fire, spoke to MIP, and MIP did set up Shane's and mine's Ascents with MIP drive shafts all the way around. So they now have those specs, and we'll be adding them to their website here shortly, so that if you guys wanted to upgrade your drive lines to something that is super beefy that MIP makes, they should be available hopefully in the near future. Clear bodies, are these going to come with clear body options?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be having it, the one piece and the two piece.
Yeah, they'll be offered on the website with the clear, and then they'll come with the decals, everything that you see in the back. So, and I don't know, I think it's kind of cool, kind of a JDM-ish truck, and then the bumpers and everything. So we expect to see some cool builds, and then obviously the bed liner being sprayed on the inside on the back, making it black. Nice little extra touches, I think, that take it over the top.
Now, did you guys, when designing this chain, were you guys thinking about a set of rules in mind when designing this?
Yeah, it's pretty close to like the Sorca Class 2-ish rules, depending on like what body you get. The single piece is close to Class 1. The skids are all flat. And at the time, you had to have shock towers that were separate, so that's why the shock towers are separate on here.
So this was kind of based more loosely off of the 2022 rule set?
Yeah, the 2020. Because we started this probably 2 years ago before really nobody had a ready-to-run LCG, well, or even a kit LCG chassis on the market. You had to kind of piece it together. So that was the whole reason we started doing this. Yeah.
Right. So obviously, some variations will vary depending if wherever you're competing, you're going to be within the class or within the 2022 Sorca rules or 2023. But as you guys know, there's a lot of groups out there that have comps that kind of loosely follow those rules and kind of make them to fit their needs specifically within their group. So make sure you're checking with your local groups and following their rules thereof. And we look forward to seeing them in the near future in your hands and enjoying them in full swing. So if there are any other questions, we'll definitely keep an eye on them here as we go. Roadside RC, I see you here, man. Thank you for stopping by. So let's get into it, man. What else do we have? We also were able to drop.
This is going to take a second. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys watch this, and when you guys come back, we'll start talking about the next drop.
The next drop.
The next
Drop.
Hey Chris, I got a 1959 Impala that needs to be picked up, silver in color, off of Highway 10.
10-4, I'm en route.
All right, guys. Well, there it is. And yes, just so you guys know, that voice at the beginning is Breaker 10-4. We got a 59 Impala that needs to be picked up. So, we were going to get a whole... I had the quelch sounds, but the quelch sounds is like click, just a small click. And I kind of was like, if you guys know, you know. It's like, dude, you don't have to do the sound. It does the sound for you. Over, right? So, that was kind of like my own little... listen, when you get to geek out at work and you get to make videos like this at work, you have to have fun with it, right? I mean, if not, then
Does this even fit?
It's mine. So yeah, so just so you guys know, that video right there we recorded I think a few days before leaving to the Autism Awareness Crawl. It was a cram session to get these 2 videos done for you guys and in time for launch. And it was an amazing marketing game of playing Tetris to make sure everything was working great amongst all of the staff here. So big shout out to the entire marketing team, everyone that was working on site, off site, and then Shane over here ditching me for Swifty so that I can launch it at Proline by the Fire by myself. Thank you, Shane, for that. Doesn't even know who her boyfriend is. That's sad, man. Anyways, guys, but nonetheless, here it is, the Redcat 1953 custom hauler COE. What else can we say? It's a beautiful thing, and that's the latest drop. It's like, it's so nice. Guys, this thing has been a true work of labor for you guys. Like, love, right?
Sure.
You love this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Last I heard, you have one in your bed next to you. Like,
Well, you have to.
Right?
It's about the same size as I am.
So, why the COE?
Well, honestly, we thought it'd be cool, and that was about it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
So, why a 53?
Come on.
Instead of a
Well, I thought it was a 50. Was it? I watched the original. Was it a 54 or is it a 53?
So hold on. So I was told 54 originally.
What?
And then I find out it's a 53.
Oh,
so
goodness.
as a lot of you guys know, though, 54 and 53, they're almost identical.
And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll have to comment in the chat. Because if you watched, you'll know.
Yep. Nonetheless, it is based off a 1953 body itself, and you guys nailed it. You guys did a great job on this. I love the detail on it. You guys saw in the video the Chevrolet emblems in the front. I'll show you guys. They stand out.
Fully licensed. Here, we'll move it up so you got room to work.
Here we go. Let me just switch this. There we go. I mean, take a look at that. Like, these are...
I have to get
Yeah, it's all injection molded. No stickers. So, headlights, marker lights, nice chrome grille. The top of the grille's got another piece of Laxan on it that you can color match to whatever you want your fenders to be. That's separate. Bumpers, some directional tires and wheels. Kind of like what you'd see on something that's a little more modern.
I love that you guys also put the sunshade on the top there.
Well, we're Arizona, man. We gotta have a sunshade.
But you guys couldn't put the AC on it?
Well, it's got AC. It's got the 240 option. Yeah, two
okay.
windows, 40 miles an hour. Works good.
All right, guys. So, nonetheless, we're excited about it. This is honestly one that we've been super juiced about dropping, literally dropping.
Almost. Oh my fingers.
Right. Let's move the camera down a little bit, but it will be offered in 2 different color variations upon dropping. It does not hop.
Oh, okay.
It will come in a blue and a red. The blue color you guys will see
Red?
is right here.
Because you were inverted? And this is the, what did you call this, Shane? Is this Taylor Swift Blue?
This is Taylor Swift blue.
Tiffany.
Oh, it's Taylor, dude. I've seen your shirt.
Right.
It's definitely Taylor.
So, it's there's just so much going on with this that, I mean, honestly, we could spend a long time talking about this thing and still wouldn't even get every single detail. But let's start with the beginning. Body. 1953 body. You guys did a great job. Injected molded parts, a lot of trim pieces.
Full interior.
Full interior, so that your G.I. Joes, your big G.I. Joes will fit inside of them.
Or Jane.
G.I. Jane. You also have stacks as well. Tell us a little bit about some of the features that come standard on this bad boy.
So pretty much it's kind of designed to haul your like 1/10. So if you look at okay. Or do we
like
want
a-
to use the camera?
Here, watch. The crawler.
Okay. Anyways, 10 scale crawler will fit. Or lowrider.
Right.
So
one of the things, guys, that kind of comes to mind is, listen, we know there are some other haulers out there, and So a lot of people were asking, what are they going to think? We really don't care what they think because we're in our own lane. We're having fun with it. And ours actually has a vehicle that fits on it. I'm saying, like if you guys...
Like we made our vehicles fit on it.
Yes, I mean, look at the size of this bad boy. Give me that crawler back again.
You want the crawler?
Have you guys seen...
And what about the grip tape? What's it taste like? Shane's, for you guys that didn't or weren't looking earlier, Shane accidentally licked the grip tape.
Right, so guys, I mean, take a look at this. You still have about a good solid, I'd say maybe inch on either side of room to play with. So if you had a wider offset wheel tire on your crawler, it would definitely fit. Something even wider than that, I'd say you're probably going to start having a problem with fitting it on there. But we've seen a lot of other haulers out there where the 59 or the 64 inch doesn't fit on it. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of guys out there that run trailers. Kudos to you guys. They all look great. This is by no means a replacement for what you guys are already doing out there, elevating the game and making the hobby, the lowrider hobby and the hauling hobby in general, that much amazing. But we just figured that Redcat should have a product that helps them haul their Redcat products, right? There's a lot of variations that we could have gone with, a lot of different bodies and makes and models that we could have gone with. And a lot of people are like, it should have been a Ford, it should have been a Dodge. No, it's always got to be a Chevy. Why? Because Chevy is the way to go. I'm just saying, I'm a Chevy fan. I might be partial. But nonetheless, it's a beautiful ride. A lot of great things were done to this. They added grip tape on the actual bed, something that we have not seen other manufacturers do with theirs. And their trucks are always kind of sliding around when they're sitting back there. So this grip tape will definitely allow the vehicle to be placed on it and held really well.
Does it have a spot for tethers?
It does. It has wheel chocks as well that will come mounted here. Let me actually get the camera up and I'll show you guys. Here we go.
Yes. So we've got 4 slots up here for these wheel chocks. So you can put them in front of or behind the rear tires and the front tires. So there's a couple extra holes here. Depending on the wheelbase of whatever you're trying to haul. So if you have a lowrider or a crawler or like a 12.3 crawler or a 12.8, they'll all fit. And then you've got these extra little mounting holes that these included Redcat straps will just slide into.
So if you guys are really going to be a little more aggressive, you guys can actually strap down your axles to the actual bed of the truck. And I mean, like I said, now you guys don't have to sit there and make your own bungee straps and try to find ways to hold it down. We actually thought of those things and included them so that you guys can actually utilize them. They are functional. The wheel chocks, again, are spaceable, so you can put them here and here. And you can also have the front ones that you can position from there to there, depending on the wheelbase, like Shane had mentioned. To access, or to give you guys a little bit more, there's this little flapper door right here that lifts up and closes. It has a winch, a faux winch, mounted onto it. There's actually a location that you can mount a micro 99 or a smaller winch mount right there, so that you guys can run a micro winch and just run your lead right through there. Or let's say that you're a fan of another brand of manufacturer's winches. You can definitely mount that onto here and just run power to it, and you're good to go, right? Now, go ahead and turn it back around. For you guys to access your battery, all you're going to have to do is you're going to have to lift that flapper door to open up the compartment, and your battery will sit nice and neat right there. So you don't have to take the body off to turn it on or to plug it in, because to turn it on, you're just going to stick your fingers right here in the middle, where you see where my fingers are right there, and you're just going to flip the switch off and on. So lots of great features and simplicity. We've seen people offer other products, and they're always been kind of a pain to work with. Here we go. Back up, Shane. Why does it do that? Why? Wait. Aaron.
It's a dancer.
Yeah, wait, but why?
Why?
Why does the hauler, how can the hauler do that?
But there's a button on the radio, and if you buy this nifty little 2-servo pack that we sell with a Y adapter, or if you have 2 servos of your own that you have, and you have a Y adapter, you can plug it in. There's some linkage that's already in there. It takes 2 servos. We're using our torque specs, which allow us to make this lift. I think we spec'd it at about 15 pounds safely, depending on what servos you have, and if you have a bigger BEC or however you want to customize this bad boy, you can, you can.
So let me ask you a question. So all someone would have to do is essentially buy 2 servos,
Yep.
and a Y adapter.
Yes, sir.
Our kit comes with the Y adapter and the 2
Yep.
servos together.
Yes, sir.
And we recommend the torque spec servo for the added weight that you're going to be using.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
So, like Shane had said before, when the truck is at normal ride height, the linkage and the way everything works, there's going to be no stress put on the servos. But when you lower it,
Oh, you got that one.
you need to make sure that it is all the way on the ground. If you do set those up on your own, make sure you set it up so the truck lays frame. Because if it does not lay frame, it's going to put all of that weight onto your servos. So for those guys, we're going to obviously have a guide to help with this when people come out with them. But if you are setting up your own servos and you're seeing this now, you got to make sure that this bad boy's fully slammed.
And for those of you guys that, want to go ahead and figure out how to load up your cars, the ramps are actually stored right back here in this little crevice area. So you're going to go ahead and stick your fingers in that crater, and you're going to go ahead and put them in. Take the other one off as well here.
And they are extendable.
And there you go. Now let's say that you're up at this ride height and you got a low low, but your front bumper's going to hit. Like shoot, right? Like Redcat, that's a pretty steep angle. How am I going to get my car up there? Don't worry about it. Hold the truck so I can pull on this. These bad boys are telescoping. So now you have a little bit longer of a ramp, a lot less of an angle for you to go ahead and be able to drive your cars on up if needed. If you're driving a Crawler, odds are you probably would just be able to just
You can monster jam it.
jam it back up.
Really.
Exactly. So these bad boys come off, collapse,
And stuff.
and store away.
Same ramps for the trailer too.
And exactly. Our trailer that we showed you guys a few weeks ago will come in the same configuration as well. The truck itself does come with a winch mount back here that will come with
Trailer
trailer
mount.
mount so that you can
hitch,
attach it.
Yeah, it comes with the trailer. But the truck comes with a small little one with a fake little receiver hitch.
It's got like a 4.8 ball stud built into it.
Take a look at these tail lights as well. They have chrome bezels around the tail lamps and the reverse lights. We will be offering a optional light kit.
Yep.
And like all of our light kits, they should be able to differentiate reverse.
Yep,
right?
it'll have reverse and everything. Fully functioning light kit, just like our other stuff.
Beautiful.
So it's got the marker lights. This truck's got 8 marker lights, 2 headlights, another 2 turn signals up front, and then we have the 4 brake lights and 2 reverse lights. And then if you do have our trailer, there's a little, I'm going to call it just a connector on the back of it that will plug into the trailer, and that way that the trailer lights will work in unison with the truck. The box in the truck will control the lights for the trailer. So if you do have both of them set up, you can.
So the trailer can have reverse lights and everything too?
Yeah, all the lights in there work at the same time. Yeah.
That's dope. I like that. Let's check out some of these questions really quick because we are going to bring over a skeleton version of this truck so that you guys can see what it looks like underneath without the body.
So someone was asking about the battery size. Right now we're running I don't know if you can see that. It's a 4500 Gens Ace 3S pack.
So in essence, a stick pack will fit.
Yeah.
A normal
you just want
stick
to make
pack
sure,
as long as it's not thick.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's not like a super thick pack. Like if it's, I think the
5,000 is the max.
At least for Gens Ace is the same size as this. But once you get into like 55 or 6,000, it's probably not going to fit.
And that's something that we can put on the website. How
we'll
deep
put the
it
actual
is.
dimensions.
Yeah.
So we'll probably just put the dimensions
And
of this battery in because
yeah.
it fits very well.
Yeah, and you can do 2S or 3S. It's a little bit quicker on 3S, and that's kind of what we recommend. That way it plays well with your crawlers or anything else that you may have on 3S. But it's just as fine on 2S, and it's walking speed. This thing's not a rocket ship. It's not meant to go super fast. It's supposed to be fun to cruise around or display or have fun with the buttons.
All right, guys. Here's one question for you guys. Will the body be available separate and clear?
Yep. So we're going to have a couple different options, actually. So you'll be able to order the whole cab as a clear kit or the whole rear of the kind of bed area as a clear kit, as well as for the trailer. So if you want to customize like the whole front to be one lowrider that sits on here and then the trailer to be a different lowrider but paint match that one instead, you can.
Right. Chibabula says, very impractical. Oh boy. Looks like you can basically run it on concrete or pavement. Kind of like lowriders, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I was driving it on the dirt at Proline,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was fine.
yeah, we actually drove it on loose ground or loose dirt at Proline by the fire, and we're doing just fine with
Yeah,
it.
with like a 15-pound crawler. on it,
Right,
you know,
exactly. So it can do stuff like that. Now, of course,
Not intended for
this
that.
isn't something that I would take crawling by any means, but I mean, like, hey, do you, boo? You know what I'm saying? Live your best life if that's you. The differential or the axle in the rear is based off of a.
So it's technically based off like a Gen 9 or a Gen 8. So the center pumpkin's the same. So it does have a diff, just so it turns a lot better, especially on like the street. But if you are going to be in like a loose dirt kind of scenario, or you're taking this, loose dirt pretty much,
Ice fishing?
you can throw the spool out of a Gen 9 in it. So it'll be locked up, so it won't like diff out on you.
So what you're saying to me is that I might be able to drift one of these bad boys at some point for fun.
If you try hard enough,
I'll break it for sure, but
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. It's pretty stout.
so I'm thinking about like throwing like a 6,000 Ghost castle system in it and like drift this bad boy around. Maybe a gyro or two. I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking. But seriously, guys, there's a lot of great features that come with it. Just kind of double checking some of the. Okay, here's one. Are the chrome are all the chrome accessories and the smokestacks are hollow, so you can add a smoke machine?
Yep. Well, that's
That's
our
a
he
common
knows.
sense. He knows.
Yeah, so they are hollow. You might have to drill a couple extra holes, like going down through the tube, but you can definitely make them smoke if you really want to.
There you go, Chaz. That's your answer right there. And Christopher Mann says that's not Tiffany blue.
Yeah. Tiffany
It's
blue has some more
Swifty,
green in it.
Swifty blue.
It's Swifty blue.
Right, we know.
Right.
He wore the matching shirt today, too.
I love it, man. I love it. Lake Placid blue is what someone calls it.
Interesting.
It's
Sure.
blue, and it is not the same blue.
It's
as
definitely not Lake
59.
Pleasant blue.
No,
Yeah. Lake Pleasant is very
I'd be
brown.
more like Lake Tahoe blue, maybe. I don't know. So let me ask you a question. If I were to buy one of these bad boys and I put a trailer on, what's the total length that we're talking about here?
69 inches,
69 inches.
609.
which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Let's see here. I'm just double checking some questions here.
Yeah. and-
Josh Fowler says this hauler is definitely the sexiest. I agree. Oh, you're not talking about me. My bad. Yes, the hauler is cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the body kit does come with all the chrome. So for those that are wondering, when you buy the cab complete, it literally comes with headlights, all
Yeah,
the
it
chrome
comes
pieces for the grill.
Whole thing just without.
Like
paint.
yeah, it's like if you took it off and you just had it clear. Obviously, it doesn't come assembled. You're gonna have to do that yourself, but it comes with all everything to do it.
And then someone was asking if it's the suspension solid. It is not. It has actual shocks. They're really beefy springs, which we have a skeletonized version of it. We'll bring out in a minute here.
Right. D'Angelo had a question. Will there be a kit option in the future?
Probably not. We'll be looking into it depending on how popular these are. But right now, it's just going to be ready to run.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's double check here. Well, let's take this off. Let's get the skeleton while I double check some of these questions really quick. All right.
Totally fits.
We can't really reach that one.
Totally fits live.
So, for anyone wondering what it looks underneath, this is kind of it.
Flippy floppy. And then pull it back.
So, it's a big Chevy COE tow rig, so it's got dualies, like it should.
The duality, yeah, with
dualies
everything
with-
is directional tires.
Yeah, directional tires.
Okay, here's another question. The Token Channel wants to know from us, will there be any custom wheels for it?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Not necessarily from us, but I know there's a couple people out there that make wheels that have asked. And yeah, there's going to be some custom wheels.
Can we get a signature on a random one? Signature from who, Teddy?
Yeah.
Shane will sign anything. He doesn't like signing with his hand because it cramps up, so he usually uses his toes. If you're okay with that, we can have him sign anything you want.
Yeah, and he does it usually between his fifth and sixth toes. where he
Yes,
holds the
so he
pen.
kind of like does one of these with his toes.
It's like having a thumb on a cat.
Yes, yes.
Someone said, currently there's not a way to make it four-wheel drive. It is you might be able to if you look hard enough, but not with the stock front axle.
Something that someone can possibly play with, and who knows, maybe come
Yeah.
up with it. But if you do come up with something, share it. That's
You
kind of
just
cool.
got to tinker. If you build it, they will come.
There might be a way in there. You never know.
Absolutely. I'm just double checking questions really quick, guys. Hold on. But what are you guys holding here? This is a skeleton of a chassis?
So this is basically the COE without the bed attached or without the cab. So you can see kind of how all the linkages work. How cool the stacks are.
So there's a question. Jared says, can you put a regular hitch on it?
Yep. Yeah, there's provisions. It'll come with a small like plastic hitch with like a fake ball on it. It's a 4.8 ball, but it is plastic, so just be careful popping stuff on and off of it.
But I know we've tried a couple of the other little metal ones, and they seem to fit in the receptacle's the same size, or very close.
What size wheels are we talking about that comes stock on this bad boy?
I believe, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure they're like a 2, maybe 2.3-ish, 2.4-ish.
I knew I should have brought my twit measure.
Yeah.
They're tall.
It's custom.
Yeah, there's no other wheels that really fit it. It does use 12 mil hexes with some adapters, so if you get crazy, you can move things around a little bit. But they're unique to this vehicle. Just everything has to be scaled and look proportional, so it's not a standard size.
Right, so about 2.4 inches.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Okay.
But they're also I don't know if you can see this maybe with the camera.
The script?
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you.
Well, not the script, just the wheel in general. Just talk about that.
So it's a traditional.
So the wheel's basically a traditional like semi-style wheel. Like you have these guys with like Chevy 2500s. Putting semi wheels on is like a really cool thing to do. So that's basically what's on here. But we have these 10 screws that go around it that basically hold the hub on to a 12 mil hex. There's some other manufacturers that make some spike lugs for this. So those will fit directly if that's something you want to do.
Yeah.
Nice little added touch, right?
Yeah, and there will be some aluminum stuff coming, like we said. So not necessarily from Redcat, but there's some other wheel manufacturers in the game, I guess we'll call it, for this that are working on some stuff for it right now. So.
Yeah, and then the front and the rear, like an actual semi wheel, are reversible. So if you look at the rear, it's the same as the front, just 2 of them reversed. So pretty deep dish on there.
I like that. I like that nice deep dish. So when they come from factory, obviously they don't have this servo in the middle, right?
Yep.
So just let's show them. Let's see. Let me change this view here really quick. There we go.
Someone was asking what radio comes with. It's the same like Redcat radio that the Ascent comes with. So it'll be our new radio. But with this, there's no battery. You want to grab a battery?
We're gonna grab a battery and put it in here really quick. Oops. Oh crap.
Did I just break something?
Yes.
Are we good?
It's okay.
Okay.
We're good. So.
Let's see.
I'm going to power this bad boy up and show you guys really quick what it looks like moving.
And we also have a good example of how you should use Loctite when you put these servo horns on.
Why?
Because the screws come
yeah.
out.
Turn around.
Like the whole truck?
Yeah.
Give her a spinneroonie.
Go ahead and do it again. One more time. Back up. Now do it one more time. There you go. Maybe do it one more time when we get to the rear. And no matter which position this is in, it will have suspension. So you guys see those shocks that we're talking about in the back there.
They're beefy springs. So we've had quite a bit of weight on this over like the 15 pounds that we recommend. But that's why we recommend 15, because we know 15 is solid. You can run a bit more if you want, but just be careful.
Nice. And that's the optional light kit that we're talking about that's installed on this one.
Yep.
Awesome, dude. So this is really great, man. You guys did a great job on it. I know there's a lot of engineering that went into this, a lot of details thereof as well. And again, guys, like always, Redcat's not here to compete with any other manufacturer for any other claim and stake. we're just out here in our own lane trying to have fun with you guys and enjoying the hobby as we're able to see it grow with all of your help. That's always been our goal, and we couldn't have done half the things we've been able to do the last couple of years if it wasn't for all of your amazing support and all of you guys doing amazing things in the hobby, on the pages, and sharing all of your guys' passion for it. A lot of you guys are looking at this and you're thinking this is only a lowrider kind of a thing, but technically speaking, not really. It can be used for lots of other options. I see myself using this for my drift car, and the fact that I can haul a trailer with it, that means that I can go into a lowrider show, you know, and haul 2 vehicles or 2 crawlers thereof. It just gives you options, and I think having clear body options that allows you to personalize the paint scheme with whatever you're doing, I think that'll be an added touch as well. I love the fact that you guys allowed an option to lay frame and lay it out. I think that's a great feature to have. I wouldn't have expected anything less from from you guys at this point. And I just, if this is what you guys have been working on for the last 2 years, and that for the last little bit over 2 years as well, I'm more curious as to what you guys have been working on within the last 2 years that might be coming out end of the year or next year. So we really truly appreciate you guys, all of you guys' support. It really takes a community to get to this point. We're no strangers to facing adversary and facing growing pains as we go. We know that nothing anyone can make is going to be perfect, but we want to try and at least give you guys something you'll be proud of using in the future. So with that said, let's go and double check some of these questions one last time. Let's see.
Scroll up RC guy right there. So RC guy got one of these early to paint up for Proline. Some of you might have seen it. It's the kind of teal patinted one.
The rusty one?
The rusty one, yeah. He's going to be offering aluminum or wooden bed options if you guys are interested. Just message him. I believe that's on Facebook.
You can find him
You can find RC Patina Guy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. He's on all the platforms, thankfully. Grant wants to know, does it come with the truck or is it extra you have to buy?
I'm thinking he's probably talking about the servos. The servos do not come with the truck. It'll come with a little block-off plate, so it'll be just regular ride height. But it will come with the servo horns. So all you got to do is take 2 servos, or we'll be selling a kit with 2 torque spec servos. You throw them in, you throw a Y splitter on it, and you plug it into channel 3 with the stock radio, and you'll be able to do it. The reason we did this is a lot of people have servos sitting around, especially if they're in the crawlers, even if they're in the lowriders, to be honest. So they might have them sitting around, they just need a Y splitter. Or if you haven't done any of that, the torque spec kit's going to be relatively cheap price compared to some of the other ones.
Right.
So.
Jose Guadalupe Reyes says, would be even cooler if there was potential for gold options for wheels and bumpers and whatnot.
No one ever said there wasn't the potential for it.
Exactly.
Gold is cool.
I love gold. See, people love that. Drift cars too. I'm with you on that, man.
Yeah.
Are the main parts like the trans and driveline based off of a Gen 9 or hauler exclusive?
It's kind of a mismatch of a lot of it. Axle-wise, it's based off the Gen 9, except it's a straight axle. It's not a portal axle. We've got a carrier bearing in the center that's really new for this. The transmission's close to an Everest 10, slightly different gearing. So it depends. There'll be a lot of spare parts on the market for this as soon as it comes out. So should be good.
And it fits your regular standard electronics. Not that you need to change it out, or if you ever wanted to, it's everything that you probably already have will bolt in there.
Yep.
If you want to make a 53 COE speed truck, I mean, this would be a good platform, I think.
Yep.
But yeah.
Speed truck.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, I'm gonna throw some slicks on this bad boy.
A lot of it is crawler based though, so it can tow a lot. We've had it in the back towing my heaviest crawler and I think your heaviest crawler, and the whole thing it tows some weight.
Yeah, I think
my
my
you kind of want to
heaviest.
be careful with your motor temp, but it'll tow some weight for sure.
Yeah, I think my heaviest one was somewhere around 13 pounds.
Yeah, my heaviest one's about 14, 15.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Not that you might want to watch your weight on the crawlers, but
Let me see here. Yep. Jared says, I have a ton of servos.
There you go.
Nice info. Thank you, guys. Someone says, when are we going to move from Deans? And someone else says, Deans for life. There's a lot of options up there. But what's great about options is that you yourself, the enthusiast, can actually use whatever you want to use, right? That's the great part about the hobby in general. So if there's something else you want to use. And personally, someone says Deans melt. Yeah, I've melted Deans if I'm racing, like drag racing, and I'm pumping, like a 150C discharge rate on a ginormous capacitor and ESC combo. So, I think for this situation and the electronics you're running, you're going to be more than okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're definitely not pulling enough amps with this. Even with like a ton of weight behind it, Deans is fine.
Right. Jared says, hey, you could put a lowrider receiver on it, right? Maybe throw in a LRX6 on it. Yeah. I'll be interested to see what you guys do with them. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys are going to do some really cool stuff, Do you know how much the light kits are going to come in at by chance at this point?
That's a very good question. It's going to be comparable to our other light kits. It is going to be a little bit more expensive due to the number of lights that are on it and the amount of wire. I don't know if we have the pricing or anything on that released yet, so soon TM. Hopefully we'll have that information for you when the truck actually drops here in a month or so.
All right. Tim Keith says, what day can we pre-order them? I would suggest you go to the website and make sure you click the notify me option and enter your website, your email address in, and we'll notify you as soon as they're available in that way. We do know that we're not going to have them until mid to late October. So just keep an eye on that. Once we do know more on a specific date on pre-orders, and we'll definitely make sure we launch that and share it on all the social media pages so that you are well informed as well.
Yeah, and also check with your local hobby shop. If they're a Redcat dealer, maybe give them a call and see if they're going to have any on pre-order or what they're going to be doing there. Try and support your local hobby shop if you can as well.
Mm-hmm. Rox Panda says, if you're melting Deans, you need XT90s.
Been there, done that.
Right. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that is it. Did I miss one? No, you cannot drop the back or the rear independently. It's all or nothing with the way this setup is.
Yeah, it's kind of set up side to side, but you're never going to want to do side to side, really.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the haulers, especially in real life that we looked at, it was either it's on bags, so you really just do it all at once. There's a big air out button, and that's pretty much it.
Right. I'm not gonna lie though. I kind of would love a challenge to stack another two, and I'm just kidding.
I mean, you probably
it's
just
not that hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be kind of
it can be done.
Right.
You just want to be careful about your linkages.
Right. All right. Let's see. Has Shane made it to the drift track yet? I'm still waiting. Roadside RC says.
Drift truck.
Oh, no drift truck.
Not yet.
No drift
Not
truck yet.
I gotta find a Dodge 3500 dually body slab on this thing first.
All right.
Can you show the interior?
Let me see. Where's the interior? Where's the body? See if we can get a close up of it.
Might want to just
This one is connected.
check the dash.
It's the wires. There you go. You want to pop it out or
Oh, just look through the back window.
don't mind the dirty body?
This was the one we were driving up Proline in the dirt, so it's a little dirty.
Yeah, porta potty by the fire. That's what we got at the blue. It's the same blue as.
Got your chrome sticker on the dash. There's some door handles, gauge cluster, your big bus-like steering wheel. Full depth interior. You can fit action figures. I believe RC Patina guy put. I think it was supposed to be Terminator in there. And didn't have to cut his legs off like
Shannonnator.
he normally would.
Shannonnator.
Shannonnator.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
All right, guys. So let's do one last pass here, and then we're good to go. All right, guys. So
Can you show these people what it looks like as a hat?
No.
do it. Come on. Do it. Do it for the guy, the new guy. Yes,
Okay,
do it.
okay.
Yeah.
It does work as a cap or a hat.
Yeah.
Yes.
You kind of remind me of like when I go to see
It'll be better
Gravedigger.
without the interior.
You go to Gravedigger and you get the cotton candy and it comes with a hat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Does that one come with cotton candy?
It does. Yeah.
Or Swifty candy? Swifty cotton
You know,
candy?
I don't know.
Very
Maybe.
expensive.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, hey, guys, we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part of today's show. If this is your first time on the episode, make sure that you hit the follow button and click the notification bell so that you guys can be informed anytime we go live. We do go live every Wednesday, 3:30 p.m., and it's usually Mountain Standard Time here in Arizona, where the heat is hotter than hell sometimes. And it's melting, face melting type of heat. So while you guys are enjoying autumn, we're going to go back outside and sweat it out. We hope you guys stay safe. We hope you guys stay blessed. Oh, you know what? Let's talk about a few things before I leave. I almost forgot about this, guys. We got a couple little things I need to tell these folks. Guys, going into this weekend, I'm going to put something right in front of your face, and I don't care. Las Vegas Lowrider Super Show is going down this weekend at the Las Vegas Convention Center. The event itself will be having Armando Flores with Masterpieces setting up the Whittier Boulevard street scene. Redcat is one of the sponsors. We'll be out there as well. If you're coming out to the event, best know we're probably going to have one of these bad boys out there so you guys can see it in person. We are also going to have a garage set up by rcgarages.com that is custom Redcat labeled so that you guys can take some cool pictures of your rides in there as well. So make sure you guys stop on by. It should be a great show, great time. Your boy will be there to take pictures and try to get you guys a lot of great content for next week's episode. Following that event, we're going to take off a few weeks, thankfully, and get ready to announce the SEMA build-off winner in the middle of October. So if you guys are still in the game and still want to make sure your car is being watched, make sure that you're going ahead and hashtagging and tagging Redcat with the appropriate hashtags. If you haven't signed up yourself to be included in the build-off, make sure you follow the link in the video, in the description of this video, so that you can be entered into the SEMA build-off. It is a worldwide event, so if you are from any corner of the world, we want to see your rides. And we will be making decisions sometime in the next 2 weeks, right, when it comes to an end. So time's ticking. We're coming close to an end. We'll be announcing that on the live show, I believe, in approximately 2 weeks. So don't go too far. Make sure you're doing what you got to do, and we make sure that we pick out a good winner this year. So aside from that, we will be going to SEMA. SEMA is going to be right around the corner right after that. It'll be October 31st through November 4th. And your boy's going to stay around town for at least another day or two, because after that, we're going to go to the Las Vegas Lowrider Super Show hosted by... Oh, we announced that. Yeah. By Original Lowrider. Sorry, sometimes things come in and it's like, what? Squirrel. So big congratulations, guys. We did do a post yesterday that we shared the winners of the actual lowrider, the Guess What's Next build-off. So let's see here. Without further ado, let's make sure we drop their names. So let's congratulate, a big congratulations to Troy Butler for winning the Ascent, and Marco Salinas, a member of the Redcat Lowrider community, for winning the Hauler. As soon as those arrive, we'll be shipping them out to them. We've already confirmed their information. Congratulations, guys. You guys won. We'll see you guys here next week. Same time, same channel, same ugly face. I don't know if my knuckleheads will be here with me or not. We're going to leave you guys with the beautiful sounds of the Peanuts. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand as soon as I say it. Shane. See you later, guys. You guys stay blessed. Oh, shit.